So hi guys, out testing the version 5 of the Dji Mavic Mini firmware. Looks pretty good, so check the video out. Also don't forget to click the subscribe button and also the little notification bell, and you'll see some new videos coming soon. So hope you enjoy. Hi guys, I'm just going to go and try out the new firmware on the Mavic Mini, see if there's any errors or anything like that. A few people have been suffering, but I think that's just down to, don't know, unluckiness, but we'll just think about that. Right, hi guys, so I've come out in the woods again, gone off on my ride, brought the Mavic Mini with me, and I was just going to try out the new firmware. So I'm going to fly in this sort of dead looking wood. It's kind of interesting, and there's a bluebell wood just the other side here, so I don't know if I can fly in there very easily, I'm not sure, but it looks pretty open in a few places. Just looks interesting because it looks dead, and also there's a contrast between sunlight coming through and shadows, so I thought it'd be quite a good way of testing out the manual control on the Mavic Mini now on the video. I've got a polarizer filter on already, which should help a little bit, and let's go and have a play. Even though it does look quite a cool picture as a photo. Actually, the photos coming out of this little camera are actually pretty good. Quite impressed actually. No interruptions. Let's go in cine mode just because I'm a pussy. Let's go into, blimey, let's go into ISO 100. Okay, so this is manual video mode, which I'll tell you what, is quite nice, so I think I'm going to go for that. So let's see if we've got any issues. I'll have to give that a clean later, never mind. Well, it's hovering quite well. So that's quite nice, the way you can just adjust the shutter speed a little bit, so that's quite nice. We shall just go nice and steady. GPS signal weak, so it means I'm only flying by whatever it can see on the ground. Everything seems to be nice and smooth, and also the way the camera now works gives you so much more control. It's really, really good. I'm really pleased with this little update. Still holding position, still got GPS still. The thing is, I'm not a massive... I don't generally fly far, because what I generally use it for is doing stuff like this. So being a photographer, I like to do the odd little cinematic clip, so maybe 150 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet down away from me kind of thing is probably the maximum I ever go. I'm not one of those distance people. That's quite cool with the silhouettes, isn't it? To be honest, auto is actually pretty spot on. Problem is with auto, once, I mean, you can lock it obviously, just got this bit of wood here is very very bitty, so I quite like having the manual mode because it really does. So let's go up a bit. That was quite cool coming down. And what I do is I use clips like this just to put together. So, say the coming down clip, it's kind of cool because it kind of shows you the forest canopy, as, or not really the canopy, but a little bit of the canopy coming back down to where we are. So start recording again, and then we'll utilise that stump there as a bit of interest. We've got no warnings as such yet. It seems to be flying alright. Come straight back. What we could do actually would be quite cool, wouldn't it? If we right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this here and just hovering. And then what we can do is get me tanking it away like that. You can hardly hear it. We hope it's just now still sitting there. What's going on there? We can do that. I've got no forward. Got that. Left, right, go up, down, but no forwards. So let's go into P mode. I've lost forward motion for some reason. Why's that? Ah, I know why. Because my home point's over there. Okay, so that's me being a twat. Safety, update home points. See, that's how good it is. I can't hear it above that. That's why. So now, about cinema mode. So I've gone 75 feet from over there to here. So that's actually really good. So as a safety feature, it means you can't fly too far. So for me, who's trying to stay within a certain limit, I actually set it to, you know, whatever, so, you know, I don't go too far. Right, let's start again then, because I couldn't, there we go. The reason I got it not very far here is because I don't want to lose it. That's nice with the see, it's doing. I sometimes find that it kind of, so it's wandering around a bit now. I don't know if you can see that. It's not too bad, but what we'll do is we'll bring it back. It is a little bit breezy in here, but not much. But then I suppose the breeze is possibly enough to, yeah, look, it's blowing towards that tree. I've got it in C mode, so also GPS is a little bit crap in here. But there might be a case I maybe need to calibrate my controller again, because it seems to be pulling back, and but then it is being buffeted about a little bit. There's a bit of a breeze in here, So, don't know. But no warnings so far. Looks good. The fact you can obviously adjust and have it kind of like, you know, go moody looking, which is kind of cool. So we can now actually make things look how we want them to. And the lag has disappeared, which is great, because before I was getting really shit lag. Really shit lag. Really mad. Let's go into P mode. Let's get a bit of clear ground. So it's much more sporty kind of thing. The bugs, we can chop the bugs up. So that's 49 feet apparently. And we can't go any higher. So if we change that, safety, isn't it?
Maximum flight altitude reached.
That's pretty stable, to be fair. Didn't quite go above the tree line, but there we go. There's a butterfly literally just below.
Maximum flight distance reached.
See an owl? Certainly did. Anyway guys, so seems to be working really well. The height limiter and distance limiter is working very well, and this is working pretty awesome as well. So that's so everything's working pretty well by the looks of it. The drone is working as it should be, hovering relatively well. I mean, we're in the woods, so you know, could be big change, you know, in sort of way trees affect GPS and stuff like that, maybe causing a few issues, but other than that, it's working fine. Took it straight up over there, above the sort of tree line, just about to have a look, and flown it through these bits here. Just for some sort of slow cinematic style videography. That's the kind of thing I do to go with my photo shoots normally, but obviously I'm out in the middle of nowhere at the moment with no models, so I'm making the most of flying this, doing a bit of exercise on the bike, and you know, going from there. That's 27%, so that's as low as I'd ever really take it. I normally take it to about 50%, but we've got about 6 minutes flight time left, and so it's been up constantly for quite a while. So, and I've been buzzing around doing different things. So I've never ever take it normally below 50. I normally just drop it down to about 50, 40 maybe at the most. But because it's not very far away, it's not like it's going to fall out of the sky from over there, and it's not going to try and get back over these trees or anything. So not too worried. Strain the batteries a little bit sometimes probably does it good. So what I might do is take it through that gap there quickly, and then bring it back, and then call it time. Let's give it a little bit more distance. Not 700 feet, blimey. 98 feet, that's a good one. So just rotate it. See, on manual it's very over washed out kind of thing, you know. I mean, we can get a light meter reading off it, but it's still not 100%. So what we'll do is we'll bring it down, see it there straight away, boom. It's a nicer, let's take the 50, maybe 60 is quite nice. So that's, yeah, there we go. So it's quite a nice moody looking wood. So let's take it, yeah, away. It's, yeah, the lag's disappeared, which is great, because when I first got it, it was lag free. Now we're down to low battery, which I've never taken it down that far before.
Maximum flight distance reached.
Really? So what we'll do is we'll bring it back just at a steady speed. And get it to land. Always land with your hand flat. Don't stick your fingers in it, for God's sake. It's yeah, not too bad. Actually, it's not too dusty. That ground it was on wasn't all that bad. So controller off. I was down there for a minute. Turn this off. That was a good little flight. It wasn't too bad at all. I used the Sun Life, Sunny Life, polarizer filter there. Works quite nicely. What's that on? There she goes. Yeah, works quite well. Leave the battery in there for the moment. But yeah, what a beautiful, bit of a different wood to what we normally see. You know, it's full of bluebells at the moment, a lot of them. And this is a bit of a dead wood almost. I mean, it's alive because everything's alive up there, but it's obviously dead ground. This is where you normally see loads of deer. over there sort of thing I've seen before, but they soon bugger off because they can obviously hear crunchy feet or bike, so they don't normally hang about. But yeah, no, that was a good little flight. I'm still a bit scared of it because sometimes it seems a bit erratic. That's why I love the feature of having the fact that you can restrict its distance from you, so you can't go too far, and it does work, because obviously I've just tried it out and it confused me a little bit in the home point thing. But obviously you're not going to push the home point, return her home in here, because, well, it's going to hit a lot of trees. So, you know, that's why I was keeping it close to me so I can see exactly what it's doing. And, you know, I've got a lot of things out here I can actually hit, but I quite like the sort of precision flying kind of thing, flying through gaps and things like that. I mean, I could have flown it through there, it would have been quite good. But at the moment I was just testing the firmware out, so I just wanted to make sure that the firmware and everything is all good, but it seems to be. So very happy with that. There's no issues, it seems to be, on my one anyway. But I actually reverted my previous firmware from version 4, whatever, 0.0, whatever, back to 3, because I thought my 4 was acting a little bit strange. So I kind of reverted it back to 3. Use it on your PC. There is this Dji software you can actually download to do it, which works very well. It's a bit weird how it works, but it does work. And I reverted mine back to version 3 and then went back to 4, and it seemed to cure any little issues it had. And then it's gone to 5, absolutely fine. So I'm just wondering if anybody had an issue with theirs on just 4, if they've gone straight to 4. Maybe their 4 was a little bit buggy, because I don't know, and now it's working absolutely perfect. There's no lag, even close up, because I was having trouble even 10-15 feet away. It was causing problems. So obviously they've sped up the video stream software part of it, obviously for faster downloads. Maybe they've sped up the bitrate or whatever for the streaming part of it, so you don't get any lag, which is great, because it was pissing me off, because I was worried that I couldn't see for half a second each time what I was actually doing, because it was lag. None at all this time, and only the distances I've been flying. So, and that's what I generally do fly. I'm not a long distance flyer. So anyway, hope that video was helpful to anybody, or a little bit interesting. I've got another battery with me, so I might put it up again. We'll see, but I've got to find somewhere interesting just to see. But I quite like the enclosed, interesting look kind of places. So anyway, let's go carry on riding. So I have to get fit rather than just fly drones. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with this thing. There's a bit of a trail up there I might go up to, and carry on enjoying this beautiful weather. We're so lucky at the moment. With this lockdown thing, obviously we're allowed to go and exercise, but I'm lucky, very lucky for me. This is on my doorstep, and no one knows it's here. You know, it's absolutely awesome. No one really knows. It's a public footpath, so you can ride it, walk it, whatever. No issues, but it's too far off the track for the average person. I think they don't really know it's there. So, I mean, I've come here probably 10 times now, different times of the day, and never seen a person. So. I often see more wildlife than humans, so which is a nice thing. Yeah, anyway, right, let's go and crack on with this ride.